Hey guys, it's War Chief. Today is gonna be kind of a different style of video. I want to talk about Eminem, what he means to me as a fan, and essentially how I grew up listening to him and how he's inspired me. So, I grew up with older sisters. They were into rap music. My dad was not, he hated it. And, they put me on to things like Backstreet Boys. I'm gonna just get that out of the way. I had to listen to a lot of that. I had a sister that was goth, listened to metal. But something they put me on was Eminem. And he instantly became one of well, not one of my favorite rappers. I have memories still, walking around the house listening to the Slim Shady LP and the MMLP and, um, you know, Encore, the Eminem show, all of that. I'd be in the car listening to Kim singing the words as fucked up as that sounds. But I liked it, and the reason I think I liked Eminem so much and why I gravitated to his music is hearing his message and hearing what he had to say, how he grew up getting picked on and unmerciful. I didn't have to move schools a lot and move like he did, but the bullying was there. So I related to that. And a big part was the addiction. I was never addicted to anything myself, but uh, my mother was, and I know he talked about that in his music. And I don't have the best relationship with my mother either because of her choices in life and the decisions she's made. And I kind of gravitated toward Eminem too because of that. And it as an artist, he's done so much for people. He does things out of the public eye that really make you sit back and say, "Wow, I want to be like him. I want to be able to do that for people." Charitable things, generous things. And another big thing is that I noticed in this upcoming album in the song Toby, he's outside of his house, his childhood home, and he talks about how he was one of them kids who wanted to be somebody that people could look up to and inspire people. And he had that dream of being that guy. And um, if you ever see this, you are that guy. You've inspired the Kendricks, like you said, the Kendricks, the Coles, the Hobsons, even people who aren't rappers, like people like me. You've inspired just by the life you lived and how you've overcome it. You're 16 years sober now, and a lot of people can relate to that. A lot of people fight them demons. A lot of people have them interpersonal battles. A lot of people, fight addiction and they can overcome it with help from others. And I know you've tried to reach out and help other people too, and you've succeeded. And that's very commendable. I do like that about you because it says that you were in that situation one time and somebody helped you. Elton John is the one who helped Eminem out a lot, and he returns that favor, and that just shows what kind of person he is. He's willing to give back. He's willing to help people. Like if you've listened to the song, the one he did over the Juice song, the Lace It, one of the lyrics, "Way too young to go see me." You know, that just shows that he kind of wishes the ones who he wasn't able to help, he wishes he could have got to in time. And I understand that because it really shows that he wants to help and that he understands people that went through what he went through, and that means a lot. That's very, very, you know, it's very inspiring because you see that and you sit and think like, man, with all the money and time he has, if he has time to do that, I got time. Even if I'm not as successful, I have time to go out and help people. I have time to be that person to go try and inspire people and make their lives better and help them achieve their dreams. But I will say, on another note, um, my favorite Eminem album of all time is Encore. You just can't beat it. I will say, I will say, regardless of what people say about Revival, I like that album. Um, it was a whole new Eminem. He tapped into a side of him, we've never seen, and he got really personal on that album, and I liked that. I felt like he was opening up in a sense about things he felt like maybe he couldn't talk about with the public eye or share in the public eye, and that takes a lot of guts to do. A lot of people can't. Um, a lot of people can't face their demons head on or face things that upset them or cause disruption in their life or anything like that. A lot of people can't focus on that head on and attack that head on and they bottle it up. And the fact that he was able to do that in front of the public eye, and even if they bash the album or not, the fact that he was able to do that knowing that that was a possibility is very inspiring to me and commendable. But I want to take you back again to my early days of being an Eminem fan, listening to Stan. Stan to me was the Stan to me was so important. I actually, when I was a kid, I thought that was real. I thought it was a real story that actually happened. I didn't know till years later that he had actually made that whole thing up himself just for the sake of a song. Um, but it really spoke to me because I really felt at that time that he was telling a story of something that really happened. And, you know, Stan being the crazy fan that he was, the obsessed fan that he was, how Marshall was able to handle that in the video is like you could see him writing all them letters and it gets dropped at the post office. And Eminem ends up writing them and telling him like, "Hey man, I'm sorry I haven't got your letters. There was, I've been wanting to get back to you and I didn't mean to blow you off at when you seen me at the concert." And just telling him like, "I think you need some help, I think you have some things you could work out and some of the things you say, like it makes me not want to meet you." And like almost like he's writing as a bigger brother to him. And like he could eventually take him under his wing if they met and help him and guide him through life when and where he can. But he gets to that unfortunate part where he was about the death of Stan and he realizes it was him and he's like, shit, almost with that thought of, man, if only I could maybe have gotten to him sooner, it wouldn't have happened. And I would have been able to save him and explain to him that what he thought wasn't true. There is so much I could say about Eminem. Yeah, I could spend a day talking about how Eminem inspires me and how, he was a role model for me, regardless of what he said in his lyrics. It's rap. You express yourself. You don't. You say what you feel, rather than going out and actually doing it. You get your emotions out in the booth. That is how rap works. And it's not the sense of, oh, I actually want to go do this. It's, this is how I feel, or this is what I want to do, but I know I can't. It's not, oh, I'm literally going to go kill somebody, or, it's not that. And I think that's where people, misunderstand him. He was just expressing himself, you know, like in the song Sing for the Moment, when he's talking about how kids do things when he's talking about how kids do things when it comes to hearing lyrics in the song, he says, not really knowing what, the guns, the lyric about the gun. When, he says, they hear about us toting pistols and they want to get one because they think the shit's cool. Not knowing we're really just protecting ourselves. We're entertainers. Of course, this shit's affecting ourselves, you ignoramus. Like, and then he says, let me not forget, and then he says, music is just a reflection of self. We explain it and then we get our checks in the mail. And that's exactly what rap is, and that's exactly what he's done for the past 25 years. Express himself on the mic. in ways that a lot of people probably wouldn't. And that's where he also, I feel like, inspired Juice WRLD, because Juice WRLD ushered in a whole new era, like a whole new outlook on mental health with his music and expressing how he feels through his addictions and how he can't escape it. And, that's just how Eminem inspires people, the way he expresses himself and gets all of his personal things out. And he's able to just essentially vent in songs. And I tell you what, I wish I could write songs like that. I wish I had that capability because I'd be venting all day. But I wasn't gifted with that skill set. But I think uh, to finish up, I'm gonna send Eminem a message. I know you're probably never gonna see this, but if you do, you've been a great inspiration to me. I loved you from the minute I've heard your music, and I'm so happy you're still going even at the age of 50. Um, I'm really excited for this next album, and I hope I really hope you mean it when you said you're not gonna retire till you're in your grave, because I don't want to see you go. The day Eminem goes, the day Eminem stops making music is gonna be a sad day for me and all of people in Detroit. And I really like how you still stay in touch with your community and you haven't let the fame and who you are change you. And you've stayed that same person all these years and you've held it down. And that's really commendable, because a lot of times fame and money changes people, and it's nice to see that you are still the same person after all these years. It's really something to look up to and to uh to be inspired by. So, Em, I want to say thank you for the years of joy and happiness, and the great, great music, and I hope you keep it up. And I really can't wait for this next album. I can't wait for it to drop tomorrow. I'll be doing a review on it. I hope you guys can catch it and watch it. I haven't decided whether I want to live stream it or do a video. I'll think more on that. But that's going to be it for this video. I think I've talked you guys' view off enough. But one more time, Eminem, thank you. You truly inspire me. I look up to you, and you truly, truly, truly um have inspired many others. No matter what you think or what people tell you, you are an inspiration, and you are a beacon of hope, especially for someone like me, growing up poor in Detroit. Not really having any hope for anything, thinking you're gonna be like this your whole life. It, I always thought, if someone like him could do it, coming from kind of the same background. I not really. I know Eminem didn't really have a father. I had a father. My dad was mom and dad. But that's the differences in life. But I always kind of still looked at it as, man, if he could make it out, I could make it out, and I could be something. But I will catch you guys tomorrow for the Death of Slim Shady album release, and I hope you enjoy this video.